What is up, everyone? Happy Friday. Steve is gone today. Texted me earlier today and told me he was not going to be at Power Hour. I think something to do with having to travel to a football game, Friday Night Lights. Must have been a few hours away or something like that. Dow up 152, NASDAQ up 136, S&P up 29. S&P is and NASDAQ both hitting all-time highs as I speak. What did I do today? I just got done transferring my data to my new iPhone 17 Pro. That's what I've done today. I don't know if anybody got that today on the first day out. Let's see. No day trading really. Didn't do any day trading at all. Just didn't see anything I really liked. Did the 6-7 put calendar and closed half of that out, about 27%. And I'll probably go ahead and just close the rest of it. I know Steve sometimes keeps it on, but it's not really gaining any profits. I guess it could over the weekend, but I'm good with 27%. Did a 1 DTE. Let's see. I got into my 1 DTE. VIX was down, so I got in. Let's see. Well, I guess instead of showing you this, the VIX, I got in at about 8:45, 9 o'clock. The VIX had been pushing up. Hit 25% and 40% profit targets on my 1 DTE. So again, just another day of just not being able to do anything wrong. I mean, it's like anything I trade, it just turns to money. What else did I do? This afternoon, a little bit afternoon central, probably like 12:15 central, right around in there. I put on a couple multi iron Condor trades, and both of them have hit 50% profit, and they are closed. So also doing really good on my I've got still have that Tesla calls on Apple. I've got Apple calls long term. Those are up about 4,500. So for the day, I'm up a little over $8,000. So up a little over 16K on the week. And yeah, don't have anything on right now except some of my long-term stuff. So I was kind of foreseeing this push up coming, so I went ahead and let my multi-iron condors hit their profit target. Sometimes I'll take half off, leave half on if prices really consolidated. But when I was seeing it potentially, one had already hit profit target. There was another one that was still on. It was above profit target. I ended up just closing it out because it was starting to push up. And, FOMC week, we had an interest rate cut. That's could make for a Friday decent move the last hour of the day. So, interestingly enough, though, there is a lot of red stocks, though, and Amazon is now down at lows of day. Goodness. So, we've had about last 30 minutes, about a 10-point push up. But yeah, a lot of stocks still in the red. So yeah, I have nothing on right now. As far as TLC goes, I was with the VIX rising. I just wasn't interested in putting on that risk. How the VIX was rising this morning. I mean, for the first 2 hours, it was just going straight up. So wasn't interested in putting on that risk. One DTE was incredible theta decay, even though the VIX was going up. So glad I put that one on. But other than that, yeah, I've got nothing on. So not really concerned about price at all. What happens here? So yeah, if you just joined us, Steve not here. He texted me this morning, said I think he's got to go to a football game that must be out of town, driving distance, probably a few hours. My son's game is at home tonight, so it's about a mile from my house. So no traveling for me. So yeah, nothing. I got nothing on, so got some time here. If anybody has any questions, of course I don't have the brain Steve does, but if anybody has any questions, shoot them at me. As far as stocks go, Apple up a little over 3%. PLTR up 3.5%. Everything else red or Tesla's up 2.2%. Yes, sir. Still have the Tesla calls. So let's see here. Here's my calls that I have. Hold on, let me see if I can screen. I can never really pull things over like Steve does. So what is it you're seeing there? I'm just checking the stream. 8 charts. Yeah, see, I always have to change this. I always have to change the stream. I can't just pull it over like I have to go to like change stream and then pick. I wonder how Steve just pulls stuff over and it works. Here's the calls that I have though. I've got Tesla calls. These are expire in January. These are all based off like NTT. Yeah, I did. I just did that, Chris. I just drug these over here, and it didn't work. I got Tesla. I've had these for a while, up a little over 21K. I got 3 left. I had 5 total. Apple, obviously having a good day today. Open those earlier this week or last week, and same with Amazon. Just recently opened Amazon on a based off NTT. So they're up about 4,500 today total for those. I got to go back to change the stream again. Back to the charts. S&P new all-time highs again. Let's see here. So let me talk a little bit about my afternoon multi-tranche or multi-trades, whatever. All right, so let me see what time I opened them. 12:16. So you guys can see the SPX chart, right? Okay. So this is about what I was looking at when I first started opening. So I opened them right here. Okay. Price tried to push up and go through highs. And I had made a comment in my channel, and I'm going to look and see. I'm going to wait and see if they push through highs or not. I got rejected, came back down, then started getting rejected more. So at 12:16 is when I opened. So it would have been about right here. I opened them both. And then price kind of started to go through highs, got rejected again. So that was good. And I had my buffer was, I had a 20 point, I think it was from 66.40 to 66.60. Way up here was my umbrella. So way up here, tape down, way down here. So let me see, what time did I get out? So one of them hit profit target, I think right down in here. And then when this started, there was one that I was letting ride a little bit. Like you can let them ride. Like I'll let them ride. Like if price was still coming down and chopping here to the end. But if I see this happening, going through highs again, one of them was already taken off. And so the other one I took off when I saw this starting to happen. So, but pretty decent price action throughout the day up until this last point here. Now you can let them ride as long as you position size appropriately. And again, these are discretionary. There's no back test for them. I also considered letting in one of my accounts letting my Woogas fire, but I did not let that happen because both were just really profitable. Yeah, Bosch, that's why you just cut it. When you see that breakthrough highs of day like I did, just cut it. And that doesn't happen to you. Hey, may get lucky, it might come back down, but I was already happy with my day. Didn't feel like I needed to sit here and stress on once this looked like it was going to push through the consolidation and new highs. Because I really want those trading bouncing back and forth, not going through lows, not going through highs. But yeah, if you position size appropriately, then that's, you know the risk going in. I've had them go green to red on me real quick in the last hour as well. I think it was last Friday too, wasn't it? Last Friday where we had this huge sell-off at the end of the day. That was something else. Another reason I let one of them hit 50%, because last week on Friday I had that big sell-off and I didn't let them hit their targets, and yeah, they went from green to red. And so whether it was a sell-off today or a push-up, I was just happy with my profits. They were around, one is off, one was. I never knew a poor man to go broke booking profits. So yeah, I was just happy with 50% in one, and I think it was, by the time I closed that other one out on the push up, it was 45% or something close. Yeah, we still have plenty of time, so plenty of time for it to come down. I can see it's going to take me a little bit to get used to this new iPhone. I'd be surprised to see price finish around yesterday's high. Amazon's still bleeding lower. Let's take a look at some NTT. See if there's any. See, I'm dragging this over right now, but for whatever reason, I got to reshare it. All right. Let's take a look. Oops. Yeah, so Apple, I got in Apple. It's in an uptrend. I think right in here. Might have been on this pullback somewhere in there. Tesla still in that. Circles in a downtrend, nothing there. Netflix, nothing there. Microsoft in a downtrend. So Amazon I took back here when it was in an uptrend. So it's still in an uptrend, so kind of see. Just hoping for it to continue upwards in this uptrend. Yeah, when it's been in an uptrend, it's been in an uptrend for once it's flipped to an uptrend, it's been in that uptrend for a while. Oh, I mean, I've been in these Tesla calls for NTT. I've talked about them quite a bit, Chris, in the last, I don't know how many weeks it's been. I mean, I don't really call it NTT because I'm going out like January, February. So I'm just using these charts to make those decisions. I mean, true swing trading NTT would be like, yeah, it would be like, going 8 days, 15, 20, 30 days tops, probably. Yeah, I'm choosing to go a little longer. I mean, I know what the risk is. Let's see, NVIDIA in a downtrend. Coin. Johnny Cash short potential coming up to here. Meta's in a bit of a pullback. So it could get long Meta. Tesla, part of why I got into Tesla was it had just flipped to an uptrend. So I think it was like right in here. Somewhere in here. But it had just flipped to an uptrend. And I got into it because it was so far off of highs. So you could see ever since I got in it, just straight up. It's been great. PLTR looks like it's going through the downtrend. Might start an uptrend by next week. Yeah, Bob and Baidu have been just ripping. AVGO finally getting a red bar. It's still on an uptrend. Boeing in a downtrend. XYZ uptrend. Nothing's really jumping out at me like that Tesla and Apple and Amazon. Goog, man, there was a lot of places to get in on Goog. A lot of pullbacks. It's in a long uptrend. CrowdStrike just started an uptrend. CMG is interesting here. Now it's in a downtrend, but take a look at it. I mean, it is almost. I mean, this is two-year look at price action. So it's in a downtrend, but man, when it has hit uptrends, it has really gone up. So I'm gonna keep my eye on CMG. See, that could be one where that's what I'm talking about, going out longer. Like that could be one where I go out like to February. I mean, look at like some of these other moves it's made. From this uptrend was in November. 4 months. Pretty good up move there. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. Zoom. So this is a pretty good NTT. I probably wouldn't go long term with it, but it's in an uptrend with a really nice pullback into the candles, past the candles. So anyway, I'll keep my eye on that CMG for next week. Oops, I moved the wrong one. All right, 7 minutes to MOC. It looks like Steve closed his 6-7 put calendar just like I did. Might be a clear buy for me next week there, Chris. OKLO. I've never even traded that one. Heard you guys talking about it today. That must have been one that was recently IPO'd, right? Took off kind of like Circle. Jeez. Five minutes till MOC. Let's see. I got to get that ready. It's not something I usually do, so. Yeah, I'm still trying to determine. I've only done the 6-7 about 3 or 4 times. Still kind of playing with the size of it. The 10 contracts today. I see Steve did 30. S&P popping back up, but Apple and Amazon coming back down. Does not look like we're going to have a flush going into the bell. Let's check Mahomes on a 65. Trade for about $1.45. Good work, a 65 here. Work a 60 and a 65. Oh, Microsoft. Microsoft pushing. Tesla. Not Tesla, Amazon falling. S&P new highs. Looks like I can get rid of those 60s. Work a 70. New all-time highs. No fill on the Mahomes. Working a 70 and a 65. Boy, Microsoft popped. And Amazon dropped. Butterfly staying cheap. Hood popping up, new all-time highs. AVGO falling. Circle pushing. Down to 65. Wow, Hood with a big push up. Still no fill on Mahomes. PLTR trying to get the highs of day. Had a feeling this was going to happen after a week of interest rate cut news. Yeah, no fill on Mahomes. More new all-time highs. Wow. Butterfly is cheap. I'm going to cancel my 65s. My 70s. I'm trading for 77 cents. Push up in Meta. Wow, what a push in Microsoft. Well, looks like I'm going to cancel my Mahomes for the day. All right. Mahomes is canceled. No Mahomes. Couldn't get filled. Man, what a pop up in Microsoft. Anybody else get filled on in Mahomes? Looks like the 65 is coming down to close to 65. Yeah, popping back up. Or PLTR coming down now. Nvidia popping a bit. Amazon not popping. VIX falling. Less than a minute to go. Back down to 65. There is the bell. 66, 64, 41. All right, guys, everybody have a good weekend, and we will see everybody back next week. Peace.